the Cleetus McFarland YouTube channel.
Alrighty guys, how are you doing? I just want to start off by telling you today's video is going to be super relaxed. We just got back from Cletus and Cars. I wanted to put out a video for you guys, and life is still like coming back together from such a crazy weekend of some of the best shenanigans I've ever seen in my life. James is on baby duty right now. Cooper's already gone. There's no one at the shop right now. It's just me and my girl Holly. Ugh, this big girl right here. And she's actually going to be posting on her YouTube channel this week too. She took a poop in Houston, so we'll get that video out for you soon. So the gist of this video is going to be super relaxed. I'm going to go over a couple things with Cletus and Cars. We have a broken Leroy and I need your guys' help finding a part, so I'm going to get to that in a minute. It was such an amazing event. I'm going to tell you right now, the filming was pretty good. 1320 Video definitely did a good job. I'm going to put out a couple videos, but they're going to do the whole burnout contest video. We were trying to pay attention to the fans in person and really just make sure that they had a great time at the event, so our filming was lacking a little bit. Just because, you know, when you're in person, those people right in front of you, and you know, they matter the most at the event. And that's why I want you guys to come out, because we really focus on giving you guys a really good show at Cletus and Cars. Unfortunately, at Cletus and Cars, it rained pretty much the entire first half of the event. With the rain being there was no drag racing, and I was signing, you know, and kind of hanging out at the booth, taking pictures and stuff. And there was a lot of people standing around, and I wanted to put on a show, so we just started freaking going crazy. So we were in there with Leroy, we did a tug of war, and I did a massive burnout in the Dale truck. So it was just one of those things that I had to do what I had to do. I had to put on a show for the people because there was no racing to watch. And what else does an event promoter do than entertain his people when there's nothing else to do? So I took to the burnout pad, and this is kind of what happened.
Leroy in the burnout pit. Oh, dang.
Who's on Team Leroy? Phil. And who's on Team Jetta? Yeah.
Oh.
Don't fail me now. All right, well.
James, are you in first? All right, 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, James is banging gears in there. Still spinning him. Oh, he's on the bead.
That's the win for Leroy.
Oh man, oh man. Oh, look at his car.
You belted your tire.
He's got a spare.
You got a spare. Okay, we got a spare.
He spaghettied it.
Cooper's getting the PT. We're gonna step this up a notch.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Let me first tell you guys what happened here. So you saw in the video title that Leroy is actually broken, and he didn't break while we were doing the tug of war. That may have helped, but I really don't think it did. So I got to give you a backstory. Remember how we had to overnight Leroy's diff out of town before FL2K, and then RPM Transmissions overnighted it back? Well, normally we don't ship the rear diff through just like UPS. Normally it comes on a pallet in a box strapped down, but given the circumstances, we had to overnight it. And when the diff got back to me, and this is of no fault by RPM Transmissions, and I want you guys to know that this is of no fault to them. I don't want any blame games. In the box, when I got it, the box was mangled, like mangled. It was in a big box with a lot of extra packaging to protect it, but UPS mangled the box. So I opened the box and inspected the diff while the UPS guy was there, and I was like, oh, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm looking at it. It's a huge piece of metal. You know, what could be wrong? But then when I pulled the diff actually out of the box, and I rolled it around, I looked at it pretty well. When I pulled the diff out of the box, I noticed that on the bottom there's these fins that help with, I guess, getting the heat out of it. There was some broken fins, and they were gone. And then I actually found them laying in the very bottom of the box, because the box had been dropped, obviously, and the 100-pound diff landed on itself and freaking broke these fins off the bottom of the case. And if you remember, when I went 7/8, I broke the case on the diff, but we figured since that diff had been used so much, the case was broken just from wearing. But this was a new case, and I was really bummed because it had the fins, but the case wasn't broken, so it actually held gear oil. There was no cracks. We were like, all right, we're good. We raced FL2K, no problems. And then I get to Houston, and first pass, I broke an axle stub, which is no big deal. We have extras of those. And at the same time, it broke the diff case right along where the fins had broken off.
That's an 8-second push right there.
What I'm asking of you guys is to help me find a diff case for World Cup. Now, this diff case is not your average Corvette diff case. It's a C5 Corvette rear diff case, and on the top of it there are a total of 6 fins, so 3 on the front side of the case and 3 on the back. Very specific that it has to have those 3 fins. There are a ton of diff cases for a C5 for sale online, but they're all a single rib, so it's got to have the 3 ribs on each side. It's a much stronger case. The single rib case will not work. And the case that we need has to be C5, 3 rib, and it has to come in a 342 gear ratio or 315. I'm going to put the parts that I have for mine inside of one. I just have to find a case, and I need to find it like this week. I need to get it ASAP. We talked about welding the one that's in there, but it's cracked so badly. It's cracked along the fins and the oil drain, and it's a disaster. It's not repairable, and I have to get it before World Cup because we have a spare diff now, but we need to have another spare diff because we will break parts at World Cup. It's gonna happen. We're gonna break a diff while we're up there, so we need a spare. We gotta find a case, and you guys, here's my email, and my email's in the description. So if you find anything, let me know. You've seen the pictures and you've seen how it needs to have 3 ribs. Please don't email me single rib ones or ones for C6s, C7s. It has to be C5, 3 rib. No other way, and it's got to be a 342 gear or a 315 gear. That's it. So, enough on Leroy. Freaking sucks. He broke the first freaking rib. I was like, gosh dang it. But the tug of war was so fun, man. And it was like early in the day, so the crowd wasn't that big. So it was really, really fun. Just you know, putting on a little show for the people who showed up early, and it was a good time. But the thing with it breaking is, I was telling everyone in Houston, I was like, I'm sorry it broke. You know, it breaks my heart. But it only means we have to go back to Houston now and throw another event because I want everyone there to see Leroy run. So guys, if you could help me find this case for Leroy, I'd freaking love you forever. Otherwise, we've been home and I'm working on a video for hitting 1 million subscribers, which we're going to hit in like the next 2 days. I'm really excited, but I'm really nervous because I want to put a little video together for you guys, something like a 5-minute video, just something to thank you all and kind of talk about the journey and how we got here, because it's been crazy. Yeah, right now we are at 997,467 subscribers, so that's freaking insane. In other news, I got to go out in the shop and show you guys something before I kind of wrap this up. So as you guys know, Texas Speed and Performance is the company that helps us do what we do. You know, they supply us with our engine components for our LS cars, and they've supplied us with engines and every part we've ever needed, and their knowledge and their expertise, and they have helped us go as fast as we have. 7/8 in a 6-shift car. Insane. They obviously know how to make power. At Cletus Cars Houston, which they were kind enough to come to and bring their booth and their cars, they brought me this. And this is probably one of the most meaningful things I have ever gotten in my entire life, and I'm gonna tell you why. This isn't just your ordinary statue. This thing is made completely out of parts from Leroy's original engine that got him into the 7. So if you see here, these are the lifters. All the lifters for the fingers of this guy. These are the rods, and you can see the bearings were just melted in there, probably from running with no coolant. Got a little hot, the oil was burning. These are my old pistons, 2 of the ones that got pretty fried in there, and this is Leroy's crank. Can you believe that? Look at this. This is the front plate, and these are some of the ARP bolts that were holding Leroy's old engine together. Here is Leroy's timing chain, and on a valve that they pulled out, it says 782 at 176 miles an hour. And then up here at the top is a little sign with all of the signatures of the Texas Speed and Performance employees, all people who have had a direct hand in doing what we do and going as fast as we have. All the people on here are equally as important to this project and the Leroy project. It's crazy. Literally a year and a half ago, I emailed Texas Speed and asked them if they wanted to help in a project with a stripped down Corvette. And how lucky was I that they freaking replied and set me up with a cam. And little did I know it would turn into, from a freaking email to having a family out there in Texas that helps us do what we do. And so from customer to a business, we went to a team that built a car together to be one of the fastest stick shift cars on the planet. So they gave me this, and I just want to show you guys it's so cool and so meaningful. They really are an incredible company, and they take such good care of their people. So big shout out to Texas Speed. Love those guys. So we got a couple other things in the shop. I did just get this in stock, which I'm hoping is going to help with our differential issues. This is a new cradle to hold Leroy's rear diff. You guys have probably seen, but we have a factory rear diff mount, and it's pretty worn out. You know, it gets beat up every pass on Leroy. So we got this new freaking fancy one. Really nice product. And we're gonna try this out at World Cup. The guys at Farsight Industries built this, and I'm really excited to try it. Not only does it look cool, I think it's gonna be a lot sturdier than what we had. All right, so lastly, I'm gonna finish this video off with a massive burnout I did in the Dale truck. I didn't plan on going there and doing a burnout in the Dale truck, and I didn't drag race him after this because there wasn't really much time left in the day. So after that burnout in the Dale truck, it sounds like it might have a little issue. I don't know if we melted plug wires. I literally haven't looked under the truck. We had another little incident with the Dale truck with a freaking tug of war, and I want to make a separate video out of that. It's so stupid. You know, it just sometimes you get carried away having fun. But I'll show you guys that and a totally different deal. We're basically, we ended up with a little bit of body damage on the truck, but I mean, it's a race truck. Those things get run into all the time. It's got damage all over it that you guys never even really noticed, but we talked to the body shop next door, and they're gonna fix a couple little things that hopefully aren't gonna require any paint or anything like that. So that's for an upcoming video, and man, we had a good time. So I also want to give a shout out to Brent from Boosted Boys. Showed up with a jet car that he actually built. Like, that guy is so committed to just being the nicest, best, freaking coolest guy anyone could ask for as their friend. I freaking love Brent. He drove 15 hours in a demolition drag racing car, put a jet on it, made it so cool. The fans loved it. He's an amazing person. Everyone else did such a good job though, guys. Houston Raceway Park, that's an amazing facility. We will definitely go back to Houston and host another one. But man, that's the update for today, guys. We're all getting our lives back together here. We've been gone and we've been working hard, so we're taking the day off today. I just wanted to get a video out for you guys, and tomorrow we're gonna get working on some things. We gotta work on the jet car up at ProFab. We gotta fix Leroy. We gotta fix the Crown Vic. We get the heads back from Frankenstein. We gotta get the Dale truck to the body shop to fix a couple of things. Just the V's gotta get fixed. So many things before World Cup, and then we have Cletus Cars Florida the weekend after. So much talking in this video. I just want to get back to our regular content, but I couldn't leave you guys hanging. It's been like 3 days, so freaking love y'all. Probably the next video you'll see is when we're over the crest of 1 million subscribers. So hang tight, guys. Thank you so much for hanging around to our shenanigans, and thank you so much to everyone who came out to Houston Raceway Park. You guys are all freaking savages. I love you all. Holly loves you all, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching Do It for Dale. We will see you later.